to my channel. Today I have Prince Dinas Amir from Search for Huru on my channel. Me and Dinas met a while back. I've been following him, kind of stalking him on social media to learn everything I could about the motherland, Sierra Leone, Nigeria. Is really inspired by his videos. So when I found out that my ancestry was also in Sierra Leone, I took a trip to Sierra Leone. Dinas happened to be there that year. I didn't know that he was like a part of the African ancestry family and did tours and all that. Um, so we briefly met up for breakfast like one morning for like 10 minutes. And I was like, oh my God, I have so many questions. So finally, I got Dinas here. So I'm going to drill him with all my questions. Um,
Go ahead.
I don't think you need to introduce yourself. Everybody should pretty much know you. Do you want to introduce yourself in case people don't know you?
I'm Dynasty Mir. I'm Dynasty Mir. How's everyone doing? I run a platform called In Search of a Huru, and what we're doing, we're building a bridge between Africa and the diaspora. I also have a tour company called Danfo. I'm actually taking another group to Sierra Leone next month for citizenship as well. So,
Nice.
so yeah.
Okay, so how did you learn about African ancestry to begin with? Like, how'd they get on your radar?
So in 2011, when I first went to Africa, I traveled to Tanzania. And so when I arrived to Julius Nyerere Airport, I remember leaving the airport and the locals coming up to me and they started to speak Swahili. And I
Mm-hmm.
told them, like, I don't understand. And I was like, look, I don't understand. I don't speak Swahili. And so they heard my English. They're like, well, where are you from? They started guessing South Africa, Ghana, all these other countries. And I said, I'm from America. I'm a Black American. And then they were like, well, what tribe are you from? And I was like, I don't know. I'm a Black American. And
Mm-hmm.
it didn't click with them. They were like, how can you not know which tribe you're from? And so I had to explain to them that, because of the slave trade, that, we were disconnected from our roots. So ever since then, I was interested in rediscovering my roots and uncovering who I am. So I remember I saw a documentary with Isaiah Washington,
Mm,
who was the first who actually used African ancestry to get their citizenship in Sierra Leone, like we did. And
right.
so so in 2012, I ended up ordering the test kit, and I got my result. In fact, you know what? I got my results right here. Actually, I got it right
2012.
here.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So I got,
It's been a minute.
well, actually, 2013, actually, 2013.
Okay.
So yeah. So I did
Wow.
mine 2013. So, so I'm an OG.
Right.
So
And I
yeah.
don't
So I
want to
got
give
my
too
results.
much away because I've seen your documentary. So I know a little bit about like the time frame between you getting your results and going to Sierra Leone. So if you guys want to learn more
Yeah, it was
about
like it was
Dinah's
like
whole
6 years.
journey. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
have
So
you
it was a minute.
taken a DNA test with other companies like Ancestry.com or anything like that?
I've done Ancestry.com.
Okay. And so you've
Mhm.
been working like on your family tree and stuff like that?
I have not. I've been
You
very, very,
haven't.
very a little bit. Well, not as much. A little bit. I'm not. It's not as. I'm not
Right.
as detailed as some other people. I mean, a little
Mm-hmm.
bit here and there, but not like I should be.
Right. And you had said in your documentary that your dad traveled to Africa, right?
Yeah,
When
you
he
see all
would
the
come,
time.
when he would come back, did he like tell you stories or anything, what to expect, or share any of that with you?
You know what? My dad passed away in 2017, and that's one
Oh.
thing I somewhat regret not sitting down and asking him like all the
Mm-hmm.
like questions in
Right.
in regard to travels. I got little pieces here and there, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get that much. I'm sorry, man.
Right. Okay. So
Okay, sorry
how
about
do you
that.
think, no problem. How do you think you've benefited from knowing your roots? So like you said, we don't know where we come from. Other than having, your passport and getting your citizenship, um, how do you think it has really benefited you personally to know your roots, where you're from?
It's giving me a. I'll be honest. It's giving me a sense of closure in regards to that. As far as knowing where my family comes from. So
Hmm.
that's what it's done for me. And then of course, the benefits of having citizenship, and having an actual passport and being a citizen of a country.
Hmm.
That's an extra perk as well. So, that's important. All right, that just
Hmm.
puts the cherry on the top. So,
What are some things that you've learned? So another thing that I've noticed is you collect a lot of art. So I am an art
oh,
curator and collect a lot of art as well. So when I've seen like you have videos of like tours of your house of all the art you've collected, um, other than art and of course food, you're a big foodie. What are, or I can
love
say you can
food,
include
love
those
food, love to eat,
things. What are the
love to
things
eat.
that you've learned a lot during your travels?
How diverse we are, um, how talented we are. Um, really, the and how uh, the hospitality that I get from when I travel over the
Hmm.
continent, and it's just all every time I go, I learn something new.
Right.
Whether it be about myself or about the country that I'm going to.
Hmm.
But really, just the diversity, the people, how friendly they are, uh, the food, how great it is. Also, the art, how talented we are as far as what we could do, the ingenuity of Africans, what we could do with our hands and
Hmm.
what we could put together. Um, and really, in regards to the ingenuity part, how it's just we're us on the continent, we're not given the I would say the same opportunity and the same I would say recognition as especially when it comes to art, because I collect art, and seeing that we don't get the same recognition as artists from the West.
Hmm.
So I'm working on changing that, because I mean we're way more talented. The art I get, the pieces I get, the artifacts I collect,
Right.
is the antiques. I mean, I don't understand why people would rather have a bunch of Greek statues and naked statues in their house. Hey, to each his own. To each his own.
Right.
In their homes, plastered all over the homes. When I mean, the stuff I see in Africa are masterpieces.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, other people like our art. Other people take our art, steal
Right.
our art.
Uh, and they act like they don't want to give it back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So when you started doing all your traveling, did you know you were gonna put together your documentary eventually, or was that something that just was an afterthought?
No, 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 no. So the plan was to do a documentary. It's just
Okay.
the timing finally. It was finally the perfect time to put it together last year. So I started working on putting it together. Um, I think like October 2021,
Hmm.
and then finally released it over the summer.
Right.
So 2012 was when I decided to do the documentary, and 2021 is finally like, okay, it's time to go ahead and put it together. So and release
Okay.
it.
I wasn't sure because it's very organic, but then looking at it, I was like, he planned this. He knew what he was doing. But at
Well, no,
sometimes I wasn't sure. I was like, maybe not. I'm not sure.
so I started really documenting my journey back in 2013. So I've been going since 2011. I'll just take some photos, put them up online. In 2013 is when I really truly started documenting my journey. And so 2021 was, October 2021. That's when I was like, all right, it's time to put the documentary together.
Hmm.
So,
Nice. Yeah, when I went to Sierra Leone, I went with all my camera gear. I knew I was like, I want to
uh,
document everything. Um, and then I was like, I'm gonna just do one long video. And then I was like, nah, I don't think people are gonna want to sit through one whole thing. So let me do little chunks and put it up on YouTube.
Hmm.
So that's pretty much all of what's on my YouTube channel now is just my trip from Sierra Leone. I have some stuff for my trip to Ghana as well. But after watching your documentary, I was like, I really like the fact that you put it all together, in
Right.
chronological order. Because I've been
Hmm.
reading a lot of books like about Nigeria, but they're like historical fiction, so they're fun to read. But then I'll watch your documentary and hear you say things. I'm like, wait, that's real? So
Hmm.
like you're talking about you ate grass cutter, and I'm like, that's a real thing. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
or I'll listen to other
Delicious.
things and read stuff about incivity. So I feel like it's very interesting is you'll read something, but then if you actually travel to the country and learn, and see it for yourself, it's totally different than reading about it or watching somebody's video on YouTube. Um, so I was very, very inspired once again by your videos. So I have Nigerian
Thank you.
ancestry as well, but haven't been to Nigeria yet. So I'm very, very excited to go there. And so I noticed for the most part you travel alone. Do you like to travel alone, or and I know you do tours? What would you say are the benefits between traveling alone versus in a group,
Mhm.
or and the benefits of traveling in a group versus alone?
Well, as far as the tours, I bring people so they could experience. Uh, so I think the experience they get from me is very unique,
Hmm.
because we really focus on the um, more on the indigenous culture and customs. So we're going into the villages. We're eating the local food. Um, and it's the authentic, not the commercial stuff. Nothing
Right.
against when you go to Ghana or when you go to Sierra Leone and they start dancing for you when you arrive at the airport. That's cool, but I'm taking my people there to the village so
Hmm.
they can experience the authentic, uh, get those authentic experiences. So it's nice taking people and putting them in those environments and seeing how they react,
Hmm.
because it's one thing to see it on TV versus actually going there and experience it firsthand.
Right.
Um, and then as far as traveling alone, I don't know. It's just something I've been doing.
Right.
See, the reason why I travel alone is it irks me. Like, it's a pet peeve of mine when people say, "Hey, Dinus, I want to go to Africa. I want to come to Africa tours, or I'm gonna go to Africa one day, but I got to see if my girlfriends want to come, or I got to see if this person want to come with me." And I'm like, so you're allowing, so you traveling to anybody else,
Hmm. Right.
and that doesn't make sense. So
Yeah.
I don't depend on other people. Like, it's time for me to go. I buy my ticket and I go. So that's how it
Right.
pretty much rolls. And then, like, when I'm at, and sometimes I'll buy a one way ticket because I don't know when I'm coming back.
Hmm.
So that's another thing too when I travel over to the continent. So,
And a lot of
I
people
buy a
think
one
that
way
it's
ticket. Then
a lot of people think it's not safe. Would you say it's safe for women to travel alone?
uh, per, you'll be fine traveling alone.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
So my
If you're
first trip
visiting,
to
you'll
the
be fine.
continent, yeah. My first trip, I went to Ghana, and I had been talking about it for
Uh-huh.
a while, and I was telling my husband, "Oh, I want to go to Ghana." He wasn't really trying to jump on board until he realized I was going to go with her without him. So, I got my ticket, I'm packing my stuff, and he's
Right.
like, "Okay, I'm going to go." I'm like, "Oh, now you
That's
want
what you
to
got to
go."
do.
And then for Sierra Leone, I went by myself, but because I
Right,
went
right,
in the
right,
group, I felt a lot better because I never been there before.
right.
So I think, yeah, going with the group
So yeah,
is
but I don't mind
helpful
traveling.
to help you get your feet wet. Go ahead.
Right, right. Yeah, but I don't mind traveling alone. But I enjoy taking people. Like, I enjoy. And I tell people, listen, you guys gonna travel just like me. So,
Hmm.
and then actually putting them in that environment, see the culture shock firsthand. You know, it's it's it's
And then I've heard you say you've taken your son with you. What's it like traveling with kids? Do you advise people to
No,
bring their kids with on your trips?
I've never taken them. I haven't taken them to Africa yet.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you've taken them with you. Okay.
No, no, I
Yeah,
haven't taken
I
them. But
know with
I mean,
our
yeah,
group, some people take their kids and they said their kids do fine. Their kids love it. I think on the last trip to
right,
Sierra Leone, there was a little boy there with us. So I think that it's fine for kids too.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, yeah, travel. Let them get that experience. I don't see why not.
Right. And I've seen like you've gotten a little bit of flack on YouTube about, I think there was a video with Watermaya, and he was like, well, why do you go to the villages? You know, and I totally get it. You were like, well, we can see, the modern stuff, in the United States. So I think, the fact that you're exposing
Right,
people and sharing traditional lifestyle is very, very important. I see both sides. I
right.
see his point, but I feel like it just depends on who you are as a person and why you're traveling there. Like, I don't want to go to, just see all the modern stuff in, Sierra Leone or Nigeria. I want to see and learn about the culture and the things that were taken from us, not what how the country has become, through colonization and things like that. So, where
Exactly.
are some places that you haven't been yet that you want to go?
So, oh, okay. I want to go to Gabon.
What's
I want to go
there?
to Gabon. I want to go to Congo. In Gabon, there's in Niger. In Gabon, there's a like this waterfall, and it's supposed to. It's like something. It's something spiritual about it. And so
Hmm.
I saw it online one day, and I'm like, I want to go and go into the waterfall, and so I want to go to Gabon, and then I want to go to Congo as well.
Okay. And you shared a little bit about your process in your documentary that you don't always know people when you're going. So you want to share with everybody, like, how do you decide? Like, okay, you want to go to Gabon and Congo. So what does that look like when you decide to go?
Well, no, travel to a country, I always meet somebody from the diaspora over here in America. Now, the first time I went to South Africa and Namibia, I didn't know no. But usually, what you tend to do, I usually meet somebody from the diaspora here in America, and then they'll connect me with their family in those respective countries, and they serve as like my extended family for the
Hmm.
most part. But there are some countries that I went to that I didn't know anybody, but I still had a great time. Oh, had a great time.
Right. Nice. So one of the biggest reasons that I wanted to have you on my channel is I know you're doing a lot of work. A lot of people are like, yeah, I'm excited to get my passport. And I feel like for some of us, I would say for a lot of us, it's more than just going, getting your citizenship and getting your passport. So I know
Right.
you have like a computer lab or something. Can you talk a little bit about the work that you're doing on the continent and how that came to be?
Well, right. So right now, we're building the computer lab in both Sierra Leone, and so that's almost done. The actual structure that's almost done. Next is going to be getting the computers.
Hmm.
And then I have my training um, as well as far as bringing people to the continent, and through that, I have employees on the continent as well. So I'm creating opportunities uh, on the
Nice.
continent. So those are the main two I'm doing
Hmm.
initiatives that I have um, on the continent. But eventually, I was doing, it, but I took it because I was so busy with everything else. But I want to get back involved with real estate as well because that's what I do over here too.
Right. Okay. Nice. And is that challenging because you have to go back and forth to the continent, or is it fine because you have, boots on the ground because you have people there that you're working with?
Uh, it, I would say this. Sometimes the return trip, when I get back, the jet lag, I'm exhausted, but going over no problem and getting and moving around no problem. I don't know why it takes. I remember when I first started going, the return trip back, I just needed like one day and I'm good to go as far as rest and
Hmm.
recuperate. Now I need like 2 or 3 days. So yeah,
Right.
that's about it. But yeah, I have people on the ground who do a great job as far as if there's anything I need done, they handle that for me.
Hmm.
Um, so, but like I said, the sometimes the problem, but going over is no. But I
Right.
figured out a way to cut down on my travel time coming back now. So
Okay.
except for when I go to Nigeria, if I go to Sierra
Hmm.
Leone or when I go to Senegal or pretty much anywhere outside of Nigeria, what I do, I just fly direct to Senegal to from JFK to the car, and then Air Senegal will take me to Freetown, or if I need to
Hmm.
go to fly inside. And so I just fly straight to the car, and then sometimes spend a day or two in the car, then go to where I need to go, and then go back, leave, to come straight, fly straight from the car to JFK. That's only like a 7 hour flight, 7.5 hour flight. So
Wow. Yeah, that's my goal is next year or the year after. I want to be probably in the DMV area. Hey, David, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave your questions in the chat. That's my goal. Because just the history and the things that are in the
mhm.
DMV area, um, but as well just because it makes it easier to get back and forth to the continent. Um, I'm so over being in California. I'm so over it.
Exactly.
So you also write books. I want to mention that.
Yeah,
I bought a couple.
I don't know. Listen, I don't know why you're still there.
California
Yeah, I don't
is
know why
just.
you're still there.
I've been stuck here. So my youngest
I
son
don't
was
know why you're
born in
still there.
Virginia, and I got homesick and came back. And like within weeks, I was like, "Why did I come back? Why? I don't know why."
Why
And
did
since
you
then,
come
I've
back?
been feeling being held
Yeah, I don't know
hostage.
why.
So
Yeah.
yeah, once I'm done with school, we're going back to the DMV area. Okay, so you write books. I've bought some of your books for my grandkids. Do you have any other books that
Mhm.
you have in the
Okay.
works or thinking about?
Thank you.
Is there echo?
Yeah, I'm actually working on another book, but that's not going to come out till next year. Uh,
Okay.
but not my children's books. I have my sales books. I have my documentary. Working on another book that's coming out. So I'll make sure I keep everyone posted
Okay.
for that.
Is it going to be another children's book?
No, 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 it's not
No.
going to be.
Okay. David said he's also from California.
I like
I'm sorry, David.
new age. Uh,
Oh, a new age book. Okay.
from Sierra.
You're breaking.
Was that? Oh, that's the button. Oops. Oh, can you see? Do you see me? Can you see me? Okay, you froze. You froze up. All right, maybe that's me.
My third live stream.
Okay,
Are you back?
can you hear me? I'm here. Can you see
Okay.
me? Okay.
Awesome. So you said it's a new age book.
It's like it's gonna be self help, new age, like self discovery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. And I know you have your t-shirts and things like that. Um, so a lot of people may often wonder, I know I've always wondered, is like, how is Dinus doing all this traveling? Is it because you have your books and your t-shirt and YouTube and things like that for to help you to be able to travel?
Right. Right. That the tour company. Uh, so that definitely helps as far as income. So
Hmm.
primarily YouTube. my tour company. That helps supplement my travel.
Nice. All right. So you mentioned the Sierra Leone trip is coming up. Can you give everybody some details about Sierra Leone and any other trips that you have coming up? I think you also just got back from Nigeria, right?
To Nigeria festival. So so we're going to Sierra. November 20th through December 3rd. We're full. I might have one more spot. I probably could squeeze one person, but for the most part, we're full. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, so we're going to Sierra Leone, and then let's see here, what else? So next April, we're going back to Sierra Leone. May, we're going to Senegal for the Jazz Festival in St. Louis. August, back to Nigeria for the Oshun Festival. November, we're doing Zanzibar. And if they announce another citizenship ceremony, I'll take another group to Sierra Leone for that. But next year's an election year, so no telling what's going to happen as far as the citizenship with us Sierra Leone. But I'm taking a group in April, regardless of citizenship or not. So yeah, but they can go to Danfo, Danfo D dot Africa.
All right. One more time. DANFO, Danfo.Africa, you said?
Dot Africa. Uh
Let's see if I can stick this on the screen. Hey, there we go.
huh.
There it goes. All right. Well, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much. You're my first official guest on my YouTube channel.
Oh,
This was a lot of fun.
anytime.
This is a lot of fun. All right, Dinus, thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Well,
So
hey,
let's
I
head over
appreciate
to
it. Thank you.
Danfo.Africa.
Uh-huh. All right. Peace.